Have you ever felt like your business is just stuck? Like you're pushing a boulder uphill. You're adding new software, new processes, but nothing really changes your speed. Well, we're here to activate you, not just educate you. Today, we're diving into why the key isn't another tool. It's something much deeper, way more powerful. Your team's mindset, and how you can turn that culture into a high-performance operating system. It's a classic story, right? Revenue starts to flatline, making a simple decision feels like wading through mud, and your teams just seem heavy. You try a new project management tool, you reshuffle the org chart, but the needle just doesn't move. You're left wondering, what is this invisible force that's holding us back? So here's our game plan. First, we're going to pinpoint that invisible barrier. Then we'll uncover the real performance engine that the best teams use. We'll see it in action with a cool case study, Amira's 30-day sprint. After that, I'll lay out your very own 90-day playbook. And we'll wrap up with exactly what you can do to start this week. So what is this barrier? It's not your 5-year strategy, and it's not your tech stack. The hard truth is, an organization almost never outgrows the mindset of its leaders. Your company's velocity, I'm talking its ability to learn, adapt, and really grow, is directly changed to the beliefs that shape its actions day in and day out. You know, Henry Ford nailed this over a century ago, and this isn't just some motivational fluff you put on a poster, it is an operational reality. The way you and your managers look at challenges, are they threats to be avoided, or are they data we can learn from? That directly creates the behaviors that get you results, or don't. And check this out. This data from Microsoft's Work Trend Index shows how our modern work life is actively fighting against a growth mindset. The average person spends the majority of their time, a whopping 57%, just communicating. Meetings, emails, chats. That leaves less than half their time for the actual deep work, the creating. Oh, but it gets worse. The people who are in meetings the most, they're spending 7.5 hours every single week just in meetings. That's almost a full workday. Poof, gone. It leaves basically zero mental energy for the reflection and the learning that actually fuels growth. And the financial costs? It's staggering. A single 1-hour weekly meeting with just 10 managers can cost over $44,000 a year. Let that sink in. That's the price tag on one recurring calendar invite. When you see it like that, you realize this isn't just an annoyance. It's a massive, massive drain on your resources. Okay, so if endless meetings and communication are the drag, what's the engine? How do we build some real speed? Well, it turns out the answer isn't about hiring more rock stars or just working longer hours. It's all about the environment you create. The answer is psychological safety. Google's famous Project Aristotle study found it's the single most important factor in high-performing teams. More than IQ, more than experience. It's this shared belief that it's okay to take risks, to be vulnerable, to admit you made a mistake. Without this, your team simply cannot learn. It's impossible. And this right here is why just putting growth mindset on a poster is a total waste of time. The idea only has power when it's baked into your environment. Your systems, the way you give feedback, your daily routines, they all have to reward the learning and the effort, not just demand perfection. The leader's real job is to shape that context. Okay, so let's look at a real-world example of this in action. Meet Amira. She's the COO of a manufacturing firm, and she was drowning in late orders and crazy overtime costs. Her first thought was, I need new software. But instead, she ran a 30-day mindset and execution sprint. The sprint was built on really simple, mindset-focused habits. They started each day reframing problems as just data, not disasters. They protected 2 90-minute builder windows every week for deep, uninterrupted work. They used a shared habit tracker, kind of like the M360 Plus tool, for daily micro-commitments to learning. And maybe my favorite, they made meeting costs totally visible to everyone. So what happened? What were the results in just 30 days? First off, rush orders, that huge source of stress and cost, they fell by a staggering 22%. Next, their main operational metric, on-time order completion, it jumped an incredible 11 points. They went from 71% to 82%. That is a huge leap in reliability and, of course, customer happiness. And finally, remember that meeting drag we talked about? Each manager got back over 3 hours of their week. That's not because of some heroic effort or new software. It's just a powerful reminder that when you focus on the system, not just the symptoms, you get real, measurable results. So Amira's story is pretty inspiring, right? But how can you get similar results? This playbook is all about how to get from those abstract beliefs to the concrete, everyday behaviors that actually drive performance. The secret sauce here is to make mindset something you can actually measure. So instead of saying, let's have a growth mindset, you create a tiny, trackable micro behavior. For the idea we test assumptions, the behavior is simple. Write down one assumption before a big decision. You track it in a shared space, and the business signal you're looking for is fewer rework loops. It connects that belief directly to a business outcome. So the whole playbook really rests on 5 key pillars. 1. Build psychological safety systematically, on purpose, not by accident. 2. Make those meeting costs visible to everyone. 3. Turn your mindset into measurable micro behaviors. 4. Protect deep work time like it's your most valuable asset. And 5. Look at the evidence every 30 days to see what's actually working. Now, I know a 90-day plan can feel a bit daunting, so you don't have to boil the ocean here. You can generate real momentum in just 1 week. Here's a simple, powerful sequence you can use to get started immediately. On day 1, just publish a simple policy that meeting invites have to show their cost. Day 2, run a quick 10-minute assumption market. That's where you get the team to list and challenge the core beliefs behind a project. By day 5, you'll have already canceled 1 wasteful recurring meeting. See? Each step is small, it's concrete, and it builds the foundation for a faster, smarter culture. Ultimately, it all comes down to this really powerful idea from executive coach Pascal Dubois. Your team's mindset is already hitting your bottom line whether you see it or not. The only question is, are you going to shape it intentionally? Or are you just going to keep paying the hidden tax of a culture that's stuck?